hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
What is going on, entertainers? So time comes out with another video. Y'all, we doing something different today. I'm gonna do like a little megathon video. Okay, so we doing a Zeus Town Hall Hollywood Hot Topics all mixed together because there's a lot going on. Might as well make it one video, right? Y'all know what to do. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hype up the video, and let me know what y'all think down below. All right, let's start off with the baddies. Apparently Tinka is over being Killa's storyline. If y'all don't know, the pretty three y'all are sticking together. She even at one point made a video saying that the half of the pretty three, which is Killa and then Fauna, made up with her behind Rican's back, and that she did not know that. Okay, see, Bees had to sign papers to be locked in fake. I've been locked in off loyalty. Now she's referring to Killa. If y'all don't know, Killa is signed to Natalie's label. Okay, I don't know what the label's called, but we're gonna call it Baddie Records, right? Baddie. Gone are the days of Death Row Records. We got Baddie Records now. Okay, Natalie's Faith Evans, Lemmy Pepper, Diddy, right? Off of loyalty. Did you forget use my name to get on Baddies? Clout chaser, ungrateful. You don't know me. What the me and that go behind closed doors. I'm not fake and can't no make me fake too hard. Trying to create a fake narrative. I'm done being your storyline. You're a clown and a manipulator. I already broke your face. What more do you want from me? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I ain't gonna home. Okay? You talk too much. I'm not sparing nobody no more. I'm gonna unalive one of these. Keep playing with me. See, I told y'all gonna stop manifesting that. I already put that out there in the atmosphere. Now I don't want it to be true because I don't think any of these ladies should lose their lives over this stupid show, if we're gonna be honest. But you girlies need to be careful. I'm assuming Tinka is the one that did that to Killa's eye. And that's why she had that sty and that red sty in her eye. Okay. And Fauna is even somebody who's a little bit on edge too and said this ain't no TV no more. Let's take it there. I know, but don't push me, she says. Okay. Once again, I think the girls need to like take a step back and realize this is television. I know some of them are getting injured to the point of like having to get stitches. But once again, it is for story, and none of you girls really know each other personally outside of the show. The last time we seen a personal storyline outside of the show, I'm talking like years of knowing each other as children, was freaking what? Tinka and Meatball? Was Tinka and Meatball. Okay? Next I want to get into y'all is Baddies. Baddies has thrown some shade at T because apparently she claims that she's getting her lick back. She said B's really getting their karma this season and I'm all here for it. Okay. Listen, Daisy. I said Daisy. Listen, Baddies. You need to get TT for what Daisy did to you. Y'all get what I'm saying? Meaning, y'all know when she went boot, you need to make her boot too. Okay. I wouldn't even be mad at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would not be upset. I think this season, TT is very calculated. Let me tell y'all, I feel like she knows that pressure is going to be, fan favorite, aka MVB, very soon. So she aligned herself with her. These girls like to play very manipulative games. They're very strategic. A lot of them are. So I think that she aligned herself with pressure because she knows that pressure is going to get a lot of that limelight. Pressure is going to get a lot of that camera time. So the best thing for her to do is to become Pressure's duo. Okay. But we all know when it comes to duos, they don't really last very long on Baddies. You get what I'm saying? Duos, triplets, quartets, bands don't last long on there. Without saying names, because I don't want to like ruin nothing for nobody. So y'all, that way I could put two and two together. Okay. From what I was told, Stunna was confronted by the Pepper, and the Pepper said, "Hey, you haven't been filming scenes with your ops. Like, we gonna have to have you film like a scene or two or something with like a op, meaning like Pressure, Big Ivory. You know what I'm saying? Especially Big Pressure, because Big Pressure been doing a lot online. So Big Pressure said, Stunner Girl said, no, I'm not willing to do that, whatever, but I'll bring such and such to run my fade. Y'all fill in the blank who's such and such. That such and such has history with Big Pressure. That's the only way I'm going to film a scene with her is if such and such could come along. And that's a storyline in itself because such and such already has history with Big Pressure. That's what I heard, through the grapevine. Y'all know I tell no lies. Now, if it's going to happen or not, I'm not 100% sure because that's, of course, up to the Pepper. So if the Pepper does decide to go through with that, that's the only way we're going to actually see Big Pressure get into it with Stunna because that was one of Stunna's requirements to be able to have that scene filmed. Also, speaking of pressure, her and Ivory got into it, and her and DTB got into it outside of the van. Let me tell you something. I'm not excited about this too much. Y'all know that CV girls needed to stick together. We don't want to see y'all beefing with each other. While these other OGs sitting around laughing at y'all, kikiing at y'all. I'm talking about Tasiki, Mariah, all these girlies just sitting around laughing at y'all while over here tearing each other up to a pulp when y'all really should have been having each other's back. It really is disappointing to watch. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm being so serious. I think I'm joking. It's disappointing to me. Like it's just so disappointing. Like it really is. Okay, and we all know how this squabble's gonna go down. Pressure is probably going to either tie or win against DTB, and then Big Ivory's gonna take pressure through there every time. Okay, at one point that was a little sis. Y'all remember that STV when she said, "You were a little sis. Come on, little sis. You're a little sis." Okay, but y'all know Pressure. She never minded at all.
Come fight me, babe. Come fight me, bitch. Come fight me, bitch. Come fight me, bitch. Come on, TT. Where's TT at? He's in the arrow. Still look like this. I still look like this. Hi. Bitch, I still look like this, babe.
Now, Pressure, y'all know I love me some Big Pressure. I was rooting for her to be on Baddies since what? Midwest. God damn it. But I see that knot under that bonnet. Okay? Lift up that bonnet for me 1 quick second, Pressure. And let me see some real quick. Y'all, Pressure gonna give me such a key this season. I cannot wait. I don't think y'all understand how I'm excited to see her because I just know she's gonna give me everything I ever wanted. Like lift up that bonnet 1 good minute, Big Pressure, and we gonna see some real quick. Cause I say it. I say it. Anyways, y'all. Apparently, Amber, y'all, is healed and delivered. Now, y'all remember she got some stitches because of freaking Tasiki. And y'all, them stitches have been removed, and her forehead, y'all, is back to normal. Okay, Amber to me has always been a pretty girl. Big forehead and all. She's a really, really pretty girl. Okay. She said, now let the show begin. They couldn't stop me even if they jumped me. Ah. Okay. And then also, it looks like her and DTB recently got into it as well because DTB was seen with her hat after the squabble. After a squabble, the same hat that Amber had on in Alive before they got into it. So that's how 2 and 2 was put in together. Okay. Now on to a little bit of not as TV things. They're having the Young and Reckless reunion Friday night, as we all know. And they're also having the Deja Vu reunion soon as well. Now, what was funny about the invitation that they put out is they put now that Zeus girls. That T-Lo funny as hell. Okay, they throwing shots back and forth with this whole now that situation. Okay, we see the now that's Zeus girls with the Amber, Wet Wet, DGB, and Ivory. Okay, now they also invited some returning people, which is Danye, JB's, Mac, Draco, Judy, Miss K, Hood Rat Holly, Roxy, K Goddess, Shakira, Chic, JR, Becca, Sav, Sai, Moses, and then Cookies. Okay. Why didn't y'all invite Ant? Cause didn't Ant say that the JR dude owe him money for furniture or something like that? You know what I'm saying? That's what to me would make sense. Okay. And it also with Danye coming back, apparently I've been seeing online Danye getting into it with Moses. Apparently, Moses has been kind of trolling and them and everything like that. Ivory even went online and kind of called out Moses for trolling and all that. So there's this whole love situation going on. Danye and Ivory, y'all are no longer together. Y'all know how that roller coaster relationship go. They even got into it online as well. Okay, and then we see all the season forecast is invited. I will say I like the fact that they're doing it like this because it be sometimes like the cast members they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't get an invite to go," and then they're lying, or like be like, "Oh, they didn't invite me to go, some flight, blah, blah, blah," and then they weren't even invited. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like this is good because at least we get to see publicly who's invited to the reunion. And I feel like Zeus needs to start doing this too, meaning not with the invite, but start inviting people that have prior beefs with some of the current cast of the reunion. Like, for example, Meatball. Like Meatball coming to this reunion would be funny as hell. Chapter 2 reunion, because she had beef with like Fauna, Tinka, and everything like that. Like that would be entertaining if they start doing stuff like that. Okay. Also, of course, Rari is still questioning if she was going to go to the Young and Reckless reunion. She said, "Yeah, I think I should push up to his reunion. I'm confused as to why I didn't receive an invite. Tis needs to make a lot of sense." So all I'm gonna say is I don't think Rari, you should go. Rari ho! Okay, you're gonna end up looking like a hoe by the end of the reunion. Cause I feel like she might get jumped. That's just my opinion. I just feel like she may get jumped. Okay. Now on to the Hollywood hot topics of things. Y'all, I almost had to bust out the funeral hat. Y'all remember that funeral hat that I wore when DTB got her tooth knocked out? I almost got on camera and had to whip out the funeral hat for Kenya because Kenya, I feel so sad for her. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just no way when it comes to business, it should go this far. You were better off taking your own stuff up out of there, Kenya, versus them putting you out as if you owed a rent on the first. Like this is so embarrassing. Like I couldn't imagine how she feels. I could never laugh at another entrepreneur's downfall because for anybody that's run their own business, has an LLC, it is not easy. Okay, it costs literally to be the boss. You hear me? So it's not something that can go over easy with just anybody. So I'm gonna start off there. And it's like, if you know, you know. Okay. Now, to me, this doesn't come as a surprise because that opening, you cursed your opening, Kenya, by what you did. Do I understand why she did it? Yes. Do I think she should have did it like this, like she did? No, because you started that spa in a negative light off the rim, so it already had a negative light and a negative energy surrounding it because you open it up with such negativity, exposing Brit the way that you did. So this was going to end up happening regardless. Whether it not been closed down, something would have happened to that spot energetically because you started it off the way that you did. Now she's been going through a back and forth with the landlord when it comes to the spa, and it looks like the eviction actually did go through because they put all of her items. Don't touch my items. They put all of her items, y'all, outside. Somebody in the comments said, "Was she selling clothes?" They put every single piece of that furniture up out of there. And I know Kenya's ops right now are rejoicing. Kim has bought another wig in order to watch this video. Britt, she took another nude picture just to celebrate this photo. Like, I just feel so bad for Kenya. But once again, it's a little bit of a karmatic energy. That's how I feel about it. It really is. Okay. Britt even took the point as to drive by and key out her ops, which I'm not even mad at Britt. And I don't even like Britt, but I'm not mad at her. Because if your op did something like that to you publicly and shamed you the way they did, I'd be driving by. And not only that, I would have came by with a yard sale sign. She went a little nicer than I would have. I would have came with a yard sale, and then I would have had a picket sign and be like, "Guys," I would have stood at the corner and be like, "Come on," and then I would have ran over there to the furniture and been like, $15 for this, $20 for that. Like I would have did the whole shebang. Now it looks like she is getting the stuff removed and probably getting them put into a storage. Child, if I were you, Ken, I would have called Brandon. Would have been the first one I called because y'all know Brandon's that's a good friend, right? He would have been over there with a U-Haul and 2.5, and I'm guessing that's probably happening as we speak. Okay, to get her up out of there. All right. Now, I will say this isn't the end for Kenya right now because Britt is still in litigation right now with Bravo. They even tried to dismiss the lawsuit that Britt filed that mentions Kenya more heavily because of what she did on that Bravo appearance. So I wonder if the spa being closed down officially now that she's evicted, will that affect the lawsuit? Because the scene of the crime no longer exists, right? Of course, Bravo would somewhat still be liable for emotional, psychological damages, which is what Britt is saying. But when it comes to Kenya, can she still be physically at fault when the scene of the crime no longer exists? Where the scene is no longer like, how does that work legally? Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out legally, because I don't think until this lawsuit is all said and done that Kenya will be back on Bravo, as sad as it is. So I feel like once that lawsuit is settled and thrown out, well, settled and or thrown out, that's when we'll see Kenya back on Bravo TV, which I would like to see her come back, to be honest, especially with these group of girls. I think Kenya coming back would make it a lot more interesting. Like, imagine Kenya versus a K Michelle. That would give us prime time television right there. And the reason why I don't laugh at situations like this is because to me being, somewhat of an entrepreneur myself with certain things that I do, like I take stuff like this as learning lessons, such as what Pinky is going through. This is a learning lesson as to not try to do grand things if you do not have the grand profit to keep the grand thing. Y'all get what I'm saying? That salon was not going to make the profit that she would have needed in order to pay off that rent on a monthly basis to that landlord. And I think Kenya, it didn't sink in until she probably moved in. It was there for a little bit that, damn, I'm not going to be able to afford to pay this landlord, especially due to the area that it was put in. I feel like the area that it was put in was not a smart area. From what I've heard, this is an area very like distant from what I think her target margin should have been, which is the black woman. No shade. That's from what I've heard. That's what I've been told from people that live in the Georgia/Atlanta area. Okay. So I feel like the location was a huge issue and also the size of it as well. Had she did a smaller salon and not went so grandiose, I think she would have still been running business as of today, and she would not have ran into the issue that she has had with the landlord. Okay. Now this is about the second time King you don't went through some landlord stuff. First it was the house and now it's the business. It's no good. It's no good. I still like Kenny at the end of the day. I do want to see her win. So hopefully she does get it together. I don't think this should be the end for her. She should try to keep going with this whole salon vision and image that she does have. Because one thing I feel like that Kenya does, she'll start something and then stop. She was going to do the live twirls on thing. She started and then it kind of stopped. The hair care products is the only thing, one of the few things that I feel like she actually did and followed through with it 100%, which was successful for her because it ended up in CVS and Sally and other locations. So I feel like this salon, if she downsizes and puts it in an area where her customer base is, which is the black woman, no shade, she will be able to make a huge profit off of that location. I believe Kenya's vision was to have something such as the Femi Salon. But you can't have the Femi Salon in a location where a Femi type of girl would not shop in. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like you got to kind of know your brand, especially in a physical location, to be able to profit off of it. And I think that's where the issue lies in. Okay. Anyways, you guys, let me know what y'all think down below about this Kenya situation. Do you guys think that she should continue the salon or give it up altogether? So y'all, Chrisean Rock is set to fight Zenith As of April 25th, 2026, you guys, and they had their official face off. And y'all, Zenith caught a little attitude because Chrisean started doing her little, her little swing box left, right. Let me tell you, I was talking to my trainer about this yesterday about Chrisean and stuff. I said Chrisean is finna whoop this girl ass. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I said this, I think, in another video. The amount of anger that Chrisean has built up after all them people that been making fun of her kid online, her sister that been talking crap about her online, the baddies been coming at her, random people been making fun of her. Zenith, you better come with your best energy because this girl is going to tear you out of the frame. Okay, this was the face off in the weigh-in, y'all. If y'all want to watch the match, it's going to be on pay-per-view event on Triller TV. A lot of people think it's going to be on Zeus. That is not the case.
We're going to carry on tomorrow. On the TV camera, just go over here for
By the way, Chrisean is gaining that body that she had before she met Blue. Skinty, honey. Nice. That's what I'm trying to get this summer, y'all.
Oh, she mad. She's sad.
Girl, oh bye. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. What's that, nigga? Child, who y'all think going to walk out with that W, y'all? My money's still on Chrisean, y'all. After I see how that Zenith has been bouting and practicing, my money on Zenith. I mean, my money on Chrisean. I'm sorry, my money is on Chrisean, baby. And y'all know I would never put my money on Chrisean for an ass thing, except for a good squabble. Okay, that's about it. Now, on to some Housewives news. The neighborhood talk is alleging that Monique Samuels may be returning back to the Real Housewives of Potomac. If this does happen, I'm here for it. And the reason why is because I would like to see how Giselle acts when Monique is there and Robin is there. How are you going to treat Monique when your best friend is now back into your life on camera? Are you going to treat her a certain way? Or are you going to be kind to her? Knowing Giselle, I feel like she's gonna switch up again. Okay, so I want her to come back. I feel like her coming back would make a lot of sense this season. I'm surprised she didn't join them earlier. They're still filming and they're still early in the filming process. So if this is true, I'm here for it. I really am here for it. Y'all know I'm not a big fan of Robin. I don't even think she should have returned back. But hey, we've already been dealt that hand. So I feel like the next best thing would be to bring Monique. I'm very disappointed that Candace is not a full-time housewife this season because I feel like this season would have made sense for her to come back as a seventh champagne flute holder. It would have made sense to me. But unfortunately, we're not getting that. Okay. Now, on to some other Housewives news. At this point, Drew, Chrisean need to fight you because I'm gonna have to hit you with the biggest. Why would you do that? Because it does not even make any sense.
Now I know you ain't doing that. I can't believe you did this.
That's why I don't tell you nothing. Because
Why you do that?
why I do what?
And literally, I wish I didn't know about this. Apparently, you guys, it's being alleged that Drew was giving her husband half of her Real Housewives of Atlanta money, movie brand money, and endorsement deal money. Mind you, this man works in tech. Anybody that knows anybody that works in tech, they make so much money. Why in the world would you give that man half of your money, Drew? Like, come on. To me, ain't that much love in the world, baby. It's supposed to be the other way around. Since y'all love to stick by the Bible, okay? Y'all love to stick by the Bible. When it comes to anything gay, y'all love to stick by the Bible. Ain't the Bible supposed to say the man's supposed to provide? So why the hell is she giving you half of her check? Right? Drew, this is disappointing to me. I really thought that you were better than this. They said neighbors. Drew and Ralph Pittman's divorce is getting messy in front of Kenya's as Kenya's salon. According to TMZ, alleged texts between the two show them going back and forth over money, bills in their home. Drew reportedly says she can't afford $9K in household expenses and asks Ralph to cover half of the groceries and their kids' costs. Ralph fires back, claiming she hasn't contributed in years and warning she could face legal consequences if she doesn't pay. Drew denies that, saying she gave him 50% of her Housewives income in endorsement deals, while also claiming he was getting his own Bravo money that she didn't know about. See, that Ralph is a smart one. If that's true, that Ralph is a smart one. She alleges that he took $300K from her personal settlement and questions their mortgage, why their mortgage is behind. Things quickly turn personal. Drew accuses Ralph of betraying her and trying to damage her as a mom and her brand, telling him he needs to repent. Ooh, not repent. Ooh.
And it saddens me, Kelly. And what am
Repent is crazy. Not repent. You need to repent. She also brings up his past, alleging he tried to deal with a politician's daughter and says only God could save you. Hashamala, okay? Ralph responds by calling her a liar and a terrible person, mocking her claims and warning her about attorney fees as their divorce continues. He says he's been quiet and Drew's character is finally starting to reveal himself. I really hope, Drew, you're lying about giving him half his check. I don't think she's being truthful, no shade, because there's just no way. Him knowing how much he makes, I just cannot see him reaching out his hand and taking any of a coin from this lady. That would be abysmal. That would be insulting. Okay? Drew, I pray that's not the truth. I hope that's a lie. Okay, this divorce is getting super nasty, and I it's sad to see it kind of go this way because they do have children, and the children are young. It's not like they have like teenagers between them. They have like young kids. So as much as we can key and stuff about this, to me, the kids are the ones that are really losing in this because now they may have a separate home in a divorced home, and we all know how divorce makes children act different. Not all of them, but some of them. Some children start to act and behave differently when they know their parents are going through a divorce and they notice that they're in a home that's separate from either their mom or their father. So I just really hope both of them keep that in mind before they keep doing this to each other online. Not only online, in the divorce proceedings. Like, just keep that in mind. I really do not feel as if it's fair to kick Drew up out of there and leave Ralph in there. Although he is the one primarily taking care of the kids in regards to her. Apparently, this is what's being alleged. When the kids were under her care, this is what's being alleged, and she said this herself on the show. The kids would miss school days or whatever, and she would not be there a lot. She would not be around a lot. But my whole thing is when it comes to that, Ralph, you knew who she was when you married her. This wasn't no, girl working at a freaking 7-Eleven. Like, this lady is in the spotlight. She is, quote unquote, a celebrity, right? We've seen her on White Chicks. Like, this is somebody famous. So for you to think that she's not going to be traveling and continuing to pursue her career, and then you guys then have children, is kind of ridiculous to me. That's where, to me, I feel like I don't have that much sympathy for Ralph because you knew who she was when you got with her. This wasn't some random lady that you met at a CVS. You knew who this lady is. So I think it's a little unfair to hold her career against her because this wasn't a secret and it's not something that was found out, after the marriage. She was famous before the marriage, before they were dating, straight up, if we're going to be honest. So it's like, that's why I don't feel sympathy for Ralph like that. Let me know what y'all think down below. And do y'all think that this is true? She was over there splitting half the checks? Because I really hope that's not true, Drew. All right. Now, on back to David, you guys. So David did a video some years back when he was underage. And this video I found to be so ridiculous. because in the video, they had a girl that looked like Celeste. She decided to take it upon herself, speak out, and basically say she has no involvement with David, as if somebody asked her being an actress in a video, if she has something to do with David.
Everyone, my name is Cassidy Clark. I was in the Here With Me music video when I was 18 years old, and I'm going to talk about it. I submitted for the job via casting networks, and I got casted. It was a 12-hour shoot, very low pay, non-union job. I met David's whole family. His whole family was there because he was a minor at the time. I was 18, he was 17, and when you're a minor working on set, you have to have your one guardian present, but his whole family was there. I met his younger sister, who is probably now around the same age as Celeste would be, and he has a younger brother as well. During the shoot, I played his girlfriend, and that was that. We followed each other on Instagram just for the sake of, oh, you shot with me for 12 hours. We might as well follow each other on Instagram. We honestly didn't really get along that well. I would say I'm pretty outgoing, and we just really didn't click. If anything, I felt like I was kind of bickering with him, but that's besides the point. The reason why I'm making this video is because I've gotten quite a few messages of people asking me if I have anything to do with this, if I know what's going on. And I just wanted to put an end to it. I do not associate with David by any means. I'm an actor. I literally have nothing to do with him. I did it for a job. I did it for a check. I didn't know who David was. I don't follow him on Instagram anymore. I'm going to remove him as a follower. And I think that he deserves even more than what's happening to him right now. He's a monster, and I do not associate with him by any means. I'm not making...
Okay, and for that, girl, ain't nobody asked you, okay? Like, we want to hear from the victims of David, because there has been another victim of David that has came out, not an actress. Casting Network should get your ass just for even talking. You know what I'm saying? She said it like, somebody they were just waiting to hear what she had to say, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, please, nobody was asking, right? Apparently another young woman has came out about David, and they're claiming that at one point David was apparently talking to her when she was underage. You know what's like, so when it comes to this whole David situation, I didn't know who he was until I found out about the situation. I keep seeing clips of him, and why does his music sound low-key good? And it bothers me because it's like the biggest pieces of crap and the nastiest, most evil people, they make the best art. And it's like, what's the science behind that? Like, I realized that because I'm like, why is some of his music sound not bad? But it's like, I refuse to listen to it and stream it. But from the clips that I done seen all over social media, why the music not bad? I said, damn. Like, it always is the talented ones that end up in situations like that. Sick. Anyways, in this video, we see a new alleged victim that's come forward in regards to this whole David situation.
Through a lot with David, and this is all very hard for me, but to see him behind bars brings a smile to my face. I feel safer and more at peace with my life. I appreciate everyone who helped bring me and other victims to justice. I know things haven't fully been done, but they will be. And this is also one of the girls that private investigator Steve Fisher talked about when he posted this, saying, I also have proof that he had an ongoing illegal relationship with another minor at the exact same time this was ongoing with Celeste. This proof includes a statement from the minor and dozens of photos that include the minor and David. Yes, law enforcement is aware of this relationship, and he also said, I'm also aware of a third minor. Celeste may have been the only one that David murdered for all we know, but he did so many horrible things to so many girls. So getting justice for Celeste means getting justice and closure for all of them, and we will not stop fighting until that happens. Rest in peace to Celeste. Let me know what you guys think about this, and as anything comes out, I'll keep...
Okay, once again, I will be following this case very closely, y'all, because it's interesting, because this case is interesting only because it is made up of so much. It's made up of the PDF file of everything. It's also made up of a lot of the things that I feel like happen in the music industry behind the scenes. And it's also, to me, made up of what I think is like some form of a satanic sacrifice. So that's what makes that story and that crime so interesting. Anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think down below about this video, and we out, babies.